Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up, stare at the ceiling, and wonder where the years went? You think of the things you used to do with such ease, walking for miles, juggling a packed day without feeling exhausted, or just waking up with a sense of purpose. Now, it's not that life has lost its meaning, but sometimes it can feel quieter, slower, and at times even lonelier. And while the body may not move like it once did, the mind, your spirit, is still incredibly powerful. That's where affirmations come in. They're not just fluffy phrases you repeat to yourself. They're tools. Tools that, when used daily, can lift your mood, calm your mind, and remind you that your story is still very much being written. You might be thinking, do a few words really make a difference at my age? The truth is yes, especially at your age. Because affirmations don't just affect your mindset, they ripple into your choices, your relationships, and even your health. Seniors who use affirmations often report feeling more confident, more grounded, and surprisingly, more energetic. Not because life gets easier, but because their perspective changes. So today, we're diving into 6 daily affirmations that older adults all over the world swear by. These are phrases you can whisper to yourself each morning, repeat while having your coffee, or think about while taking a walk. They're simple, powerful, and they only take a few minutes, but they can change your entire day. Let's begin with a phrase that's more than just words. It's a statement of strength, a reminder of your resilience. I am still growing, still learning, and still becoming. You see, there's a misconception in the world that growing ends after a certain age, that somehow past 60 or 70, your chapter is closed. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Growth doesn't stop with age. It just evolves. Now you're not growing by chasing careers or raising children. You're growing inward. You're learning how to find joy in quieter moments. You're discovering who you are without all the roles you used to play. And that matters a lot. When you say this affirmation, you're reminding yourself that your life is not on pause. It's unfolding. Maybe you've started a new hobby, or maybe you're just beginning to understand what truly brings you peace. That's growth. Even choosing to listen to this video today, that's part of your learning. So the next time someone assumes you're done growing, let this affirmation be your silent response. Now, let's move to another powerful truth, especially on those days when doubt creeps in. I am enough, exactly as I am. This one strikes a chord for many people, especially seniors. Over time, you might have felt like the world was moving past you, that your voice wasn't as loud, or that your opinions didn't carry as much weight. Maybe your reflection changed and you didn't quite recognize the person in the mirror. Or maybe you found yourself comparing what you used to be to who you are now. But here's the thing. You are not less. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are a collection of decades worth of wisdom, love, mistakes, triumphs, heartbreak, and healing. You carry stories in your eyes that younger people couldn't begin to imagine. That alone makes you more than enough. This affirmation is your shield against that little inner critic, the one that whispers, you should be doing more. You should look younger. You should feel different. No, you are doing beautifully just as you are. Take a breath and let that sink in. When repeated consistently, these affirmations don't just stay words. They sink into your bones. They become beliefs. And those beliefs begin to influence how you walk into each day, with a little more softness, a little more courage, and a lot more self-respect. It's important to note you don't have to say these out loud if it feels silly. Whisper them, think them, write them down on a sticky note and place them by your mirror or your coffee pot. Yeah, let them become part of your morning rhythm, like brushing your teeth or opening the curtains. These tiny rituals build a life that feels less like surviving and more like living. And don't worry if, at first, they don't feel true. That's common. In fact, many seniors have shared that when they began using affirmations, it felt awkward, almost like pretending, but with time, the words started feeling like truth, like home. Sometimes just choosing to say, "I am enough," is the bravest thing you can do that day, especially when the world is trying to tell you otherwise. Let's pause here and take a moment. Sit with those two affirmations. Say them again gently. No rush, no pressure, just presence. I am still growing, still learning, and still becoming. I am enough, exactly as I am. Let them guide you, even if only for today. It's remarkable what happens when you give yourself just a few words of kindness at the start of each day. You might feel the weight on your shoulders ease just a little. The tension in your chest softens, and slowly the day doesn't seem so heavy anymore. Let's keep going. Our next affirmation is one that speaks directly to your sense of control, something many seniors feel slipping away. Whether it's due to physical changes, loss of independence, or unexpected life shifts, it can be easy to feel like the world is happening to you, not with you. That's where this gentle reminder comes in. I choose peace no matter the circumstances. You may not be able to change what happens around you, the aches and pains, the sudden phone calls, the way some people forget to listen. Those things might not be in your hands, but your response, your mindset, that is in your hands. Choosing peace doesn't mean pretending everything's fine when it's not. It means giving yourself permission to stop fighting what you can't control and start embracing what brings you stillness. Imagine starting your morning with this phrase. Maybe as you're pouring your tea or sitting by the window. The day might still be full of uncertainties, but you have already made one solid choice: to move through it with grace. This affirmation is like a quiet anchor. Even if the winds blow, and they always do, you're not drifting. You've rooted yourself in peace. Now, let's talk about another deeply empowering truth. It often gets forgotten as we age, but it's never been more vital. My voice matters, and I will use it with love and confidence. Think back for a moment. How many times in your life did you hold back what you really wanted to say? Maybe to keep the peace in your family. Maybe because someone told you that your opinion didn't count. Or maybe because society makes people over 60 feel like they should just sit quietly and not make waves. But here's the truth. The world needs your voice now more than ever. You've lived through decades of experience, change, love, loss, resilience. That wisdom, it's priceless. And speaking up, whether it's to share a story, give advice, ask for help, or even say no, is a radical act of self-respect. When you say this affirmation, you're reminding yourself that your words still carry meaning, that you are seen, heard, and valued. And when you use your voice with love, you're not only uplifting yourself, you're uplifting others, your grandchildren, your neighbors, your friends. They all benefit when you speak from your truth. Even if it's just telling a nurse how you really feel, or calling a friend and sharing a memory, or asking a question at your local community group. Every time you speak with love and confidence, you strengthen your presence in the world. And if no one told you this lately, let me say it now. Your voice matters. Don't let it fade into the background. Now take a deep breath. Let's bring this into your day. I choose peace no matter the circumstances. My voice matters, and I will use it with love and confidence. Let these phrases settle into your heart. Say them gently, kindly, like you're speaking to a dear friend, because you are. You're speaking to yourself, and no one deserves your kindness more than you do. Affirmations are not magic spells. They don't erase pain or reverse time, but what they do is remind you of who you are underneath the surface noise. They give you back a bit of power each day, and they reconnect you with the part of yourself that has always been strong, wise, and beautiful. Even if the world forgot to remind you, as you go about your day, keep these affirmations close. Maybe repeat them when you feel overwhelmed, or when you doubt yourself, or when you just need a little reminder that you are still very much alive, still very much worthy, and still very much in control of your experience. Even the simple act of pausing right now, just to listen, reflect, and breathe, that's an act of self-love. Let's keep walking this path together. There's something truly special about the quiet strength that comes with age. It's not loud or showy, but it's steady. It's the kind of strength that knows storms come and go. And yet here you are, still standing, still showing up, still choosing to grow. Let's move into our next affirmation. This one is for those moments when the mirror feels unfamiliar, or when you find yourself longing for the younger version of you. The one with fewer wrinkles, stronger joints, and perhaps more energy. In those moments, this gentle affirmation becomes a lifeline. I honor my body for all it has carried me through. This isn't about pretending to love every part of your body. It's about acknowledging it with gratitude. Your hands, they've held babies, written letters, cooked meals, and maybe even planted gardens. Your feet, they've walked miles, stood in lines, danced at weddings. Your heart, it's been broken, mended, and still beats faithfully every single day. There's beauty in that. Deep, undeniable beauty. You might not move as quickly as you used to, but your body has been your lifelong companion, and it deserves your kindness. Repeat this affirmation when you feel frustrated by your physical limitations. Say it when you're putting on lotion or stretching in the morning. Whisper it when you're tired. Let it remind you that your body isn't failing you. It's just asking for a little more care, a little more tenderness. This next affirmation ties into something many people over 60 face: the pressure to stay relevant, to constantly prove their value, or to match a pace that just doesn't feel right anymore. So here's a powerful truth to hold on to. I release the need to compare myself to others. My journey is uniquely mine. It's easy to compare, especially in today's world. Maybe you see friends traveling the world, others boasting about their busy schedules or showing off perfect family photos on social media. And sometimes that quiet voice inside says, "Why aren't I doing more? Why don't I feel like that?" But that voice doesn't tell the whole story. You don't need to walk someone else's path to feel fulfilled. You've had your share of full chapters, and you're still writing more. This life isn't a race. You're not behind. You're not missing out. You're exactly where you need to be. When you let go of comparison, something beautiful happens. You begin to notice your own rhythm. You take joy in small things: the sound of birds in the morning, the warmth of your tea, the feeling of sunlight on your face. You find peace in being rather than doing. Say this affirmation when envy or doubt creeps in. Say it when you're feeling left out or less than. Let it be a reminder that your life, in its pace, its shape, and its texture, is valid and valuable. Now, let's return to our affirmations for a moment. Gently repeat these to yourself. I honor my body for all it has carried me through. I release the need to compare myself to others. My journey is uniquely mine. Let them sink into your being, not just as words, but as truth. Truth that grounds you. Truth that lifts you. These affirmations aren't about pretending everything is perfect. They're about choosing peace in a world that often pushes urgency. They're about showing compassion to yourself in a culture that often forgets to. And most of all, they're about reconnecting with the incredible person you are, someone who has lived, endured, laughed, cried, and is still growing. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to breathe deeply together. Inhale slowly, and exhale gently. Feel the warmth in your chest, the soft beat of your heart. You are here, you are present, you are enough. If any part of this spoke to you today, I hope you'll carry it with you. Not just for today, but for many days to come. Maybe you'll even share one of these affirmations with someone else. A friend, a spouse, a neighbor. Sometimes hearing these words from another person can make all the difference. You've come so far, and you still have so much ahead of you. In laughter, in learning, in love, and in peace. Keep speaking gently to yourself. Keep choosing affirmations that lift you up, not tear you down. And if this video brought you comfort or clarity, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's build a community of encouragement, because the truth is you're not alone. So many others out there are walking the same path, asking the same questions, needing the same reminders. If you haven't already, tap the like button and subscribe to this channel. We're here to grow together, to remind each other of our worth, and to celebrate every age. Not as an ending, but as a continuation of something beautiful. Here's to living your best life at any age. Here's to strength, to peace, and to knowing deeply that you matter.